Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Witty.
And I'm Allena, also known as Starnitz. Today is June 16th, 17th, sorry. It is not even June, it's July 17th.
And this is episode 270. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
So, if you're a
Welcome.
regular, thanks for coming. If you are a returning listener, thanks for coming back. Sorry that we don't know what day it is.
It's July. I can't believe it's July. It's
Yeah.
almost not July. Anyways, grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us.
Yes. So we are not doing a planning podcast this
Term.
month. We did it last month, so we're
I
not
don't
doing
think
it.
we did.
Did we?
I think we skipped it last month because we were so late.
Well, it's the 17th. If you haven't read classes, you need to go do that.
That would be true.
That would be me as well. I have something to figure out to turn in. So just our regular podcast, we're going to go with Mojo first. So that's knitting and crochet items that we have finished. So I'm just going to explain things in case you're new.
Fun. I have something. Can I go?
Yeah.
I finished my order mission, which was the bandwidth shawl by I forget who. I'm horrible at that. I apologize. Anyways, I used my hand spun. That's the back side of it. I'm going to show you the.
Oh, that looks cool.
I really enjoyed it because you know me, I love simple. And it's basically just garter stitch up into the last, lace edging bit. And even the lace edging is super easy. Like I looked at the pattern like maybe 3 times till I got it in my head. And just a super simple knit. This is my hand spun from a fractal pack. Actually 2, it's 8 ounces of fiber, but it's like really, really long.
Super long.
Big, which I like because then I can tie it around the back of me and wear it like that. Which, oh shoot, someone told me what that style was called, and I had never heard of it before.
I can tell you.
It was Susan, I believe. I forget what her Ravelry name is now. My head is all sorts of not working lately. Anyways, where you wrap it around the front, or no, wrap it around the back and crisscross it in the front and then tie it in the back. There's a name for it. Maybe I'll put it in the show notes.
I have no idea what the name is, so I can't tell.
Anyways, super long. So you can see this is folded in half and like it's definitely longer than my wingspan. But yeah, so I handed in my order mission, which was that. It was just under 800 yards, I believe. That's all the knitting I have.
Okay. So I actually also had a finished item from the last time we podcasted, and I had been working on this last month or the month before, and then I turned it in for detention last month. So it's my Reina Shawl, and it is also very large and out of hand spun.
Oh, I love it. I made one out of fingering weight, and it was a lot smaller. That's really pretty.
So it was some hand spun. Like when I first got my drum carder, I made a bunch of like bats with all the green fibers, and I think there's like bunny fur in there, and I don't know, but it's like super soft, super large. I'm not gonna wear it because it's super hot. I'm super hot, but this is it folded in half, and it's like half of me.
That's nice. It looks nice.
Over half of me. So I turned it in for detention, and I used all 3 skeins up. I think actually I had to go and match somewhat. Oh no, I couldn't find a match, so I had to tink back like 4 rows and then do it so I could cast off in the wool that I started with, and then I had like a little bit left. So yeah, and I wanted to use all of the fiber. So that's
awesome.
The only finished item I have. So next up we have...
I lied. I have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
I pulled out of deep hibernation my rippled bralette. I seriously had like this much.
Oh, really?
And a strap. So I finished it. I'm going to hand it in. I haven't yet for detention. But yeah, it was done. It's out of oh my goodness, my brain is not working today. Storage.
I can't help you.
I not think of... Yes, you can, because you vend with her, and I traded yarn for this. It's cashmere.
Oh, Fairy Tale Knits.
There you go.
Fairy Tale Yarn Company. She changed it.
Okay. Anyways, lovely to work with. Actually, I made a different one that Chloe stole first, and it was a little shorter, and then I made this out of the remaining skein. So one skein made 2.
That's cool.
Which she doesn't really wear ever. So
what size fingering weight you said?
It was fingering. I'm pretty sure it's fingering weight.
Okay, cool.
That's what the pattern calls for.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Leah wants me to knit her one, but like full tank top length, and out of something softer, because she thinks all wool is scratchy, and it kind of makes me want to wring her neck. But whatever. So I'll probably make her something out of like a cottony blend of some sort. Anyways, so that's that. I was happy to actually finish that. I think I started that like 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. I don't remember.
Okay. So next up, we have works in progress. So this is our works in progress. What do you have anything that you're knitting or crocheting?
No.
Okay. I have some. So I had been working on my summertime tank, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I have like 2 inches to go still. It's like...
It's growing.
Yeah. I might be at the point where I can start the shoulder shaping or neck shaping, whatever it is. And then I have to do it for the back. And this I'm using the yarn it calls for, which is Comfy Cotton by Lion Brand, which you could probably use that for Leah's tank. It's not fingering weight. It's a lightweight. So, but I'm using an eye hook because I just like the drape of the fabric for that. And I think I got gauge. I'm pretty sure I got gauge. So that's what I'm using. I was working on that some last month. And then I ripped out, because remember I was knitting a shawl and then it was in timeout. So I have 2 skeins of this Artistic Fibers yarn. Okay, you can see one. Let's see the other one. Here's the other one. Which, side note, they're closing. It makes me sad. So anyways, I had started this shawl and then I was knitting on it and I couldn't concentrate. And I got to section 4 where I was supposed to be, but it was really section 3 that I was supposed to have knit, but I had knit section 4. So I ripped it back and now I have the correct section 3 and I'm on section 4. Like I had to rip it out too. Okay. I am like, so like my brain just doesn't connect right now. I don't know if it's like why, but it isn't. But this pattern is the Making Connections shawl wrap by Just Run Knit Megan from the Stockinette Zombies. And so I finished section 3, and I started on section 4, and I actually finished section 4, and then I was getting ready to start section 5, and I was counting, and I didn't decrease correctly, so I had to rip it back, and now I'm doing it correctly. So I'm just such an idiot, like, with stuff.
No.
So, but I really like the pattern and the colors.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's why I stick to simple things lately, because like super simple, because you would think simple things, you just like mess up on one little thing, and I'm just like, my brain can't compute.
Yeah. Well, this is my carry around knit, so I have it wherever I am, so I'm like sitting and knitting, which I don't get a lot of time to just sit and knit much anymore, because usually there's Aspen and we're like paying attention to him.
Right.
But those are all my works in progress, knit and crochet wise. So next up is you spin me right round. Have you been spinning anything? Which is a dumb question because it's Tour de Fleece. So
I have been spinning all the things.
Yes.
So I finished up, I think I was working on this last time, a gradient from Angel Locks Fiber Works. I had bought 2 4-ounce packages, so 8 ounces altogether. They're both the same gradient. And I spun 2 singles and then just apply them together, so they, for the most part, match up. But yeah, so that's what I got here. It's just a nice neutral, natural colored gradient.
That's awesome.
It was, let me see, 943 yards.
That's awesome. That's almost enough for a sweater.
Yeah, I was thinking like a big either square, like from the inside out type shawl.
Yeah.
/ blankety type thing, or I mean, because it's thin, it's like fingering weight.
Oh, okay.
Or less than. I guess it could be a sweater, but then like your sleeves get all wacky when they don't line up with the gradient.
Yeah, that sucks.
Or like the hap shawls I've seen. I don't know. I just think it's pretty. I don't usually do neutrals, and I like it. But it was out of Shetland wool, and it was nice spin. But I finished that before Tour de Fleece started. And then I moved on to just a thick and quick spin, because I know it was like Tour de Fleece started on the 26th of June. So I know we had a few days before the end of the month. And for classes, So this was some nest fiber plus some fiber of my own that I dyed. And I just like ripped them up into little bits and spun them all haphazardly and applied them together. It's about 427 yards. I think 8 ounces is what it was. So
did you spin that on your wheel or your Daedalus?
My Daedalus, which is, I haven't even touched my wheel this week, which is crazy. Which is sad, but I'll spin something on it for next month, I think. Anyways, ugh, my hand is getting stuck. So I started out with a nice chunky spin just to start off the tour right. Then I took, this is some Spotted Ewe fibers, called Aerial Remix.
Oh, that's pretty.
Which is really fun and bright. I had 2 braids of it, and I was just going to do one at first. So I did a fractal spin. There was like a competition for the Daedalus group I'm in on Facebook for fractal spins, which I totally forgot to enter. It was due last night, but I was like, whatever. But I actually ended up doing both skeins or both braids of fiber the same way. So I have 2 somewhat identical skeins of fiber instead of one big fractal, if
that's cool.
Makes sense. So I figured maybe I could do like mittens or socks, or not really socks. I think it's merino and tencel or silk. I forget. I have to look. I'm sorry. I'm not very informative with my choices. And I have not counted the yardage, but I'm guessing it's around 400 yards ish, maybe 380
Each or together?
each. They're like fingering weight. It's
Okay.
defaulty spinning. But yeah, so two somewhat similar braids. Then I moved on. I don't even know if I showed this. But I don't think so. Probably not, because I'm trying to think when we actually podcasted last. That was before Tour de Fleece.
It was June 16th.
Yes, which is not today.
Yeah.
So
it
I
was a
took
month ago.
a bunch of Cormo fiber that I cleaned and processed. I don't know, a year or two ago, and some Fin fiber that I took processed as well, and I blended them together in my picker, and then on my drum carder, and then I went to town spinning. And it's like this really fun, tweedy, kind of lumpy, bumpy looking yarn. It still needs a bath, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's about 2 pounds of fiber. Probably more on the worsted weight side of things. I don't know.
Cool.
I also have not counted yardage, but I took this. We went camping, so I took it and spun a lot there. I had 4 huge skeins of it, which go on my data list, like the huge 8-ounce bobbins. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So did you use all of the fiber?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
I have no idea how much yardage. I've just been spinning. I figure I'll count later. I wasn't going to count. I'm hoping it's going to be a sweater for Joe, so I'm hoping it's near the, I don't know, closer to 2,000 yards. We'll see.
So do you have any of that fiber to blend later, or you used it all?
I have some that I could like blend up. It's like still the Cormo and still the Fin. Like,
but that's what I meant. Like, do you have enough in case you need more?
Yeah, I do. I was thinking of knitting.
Like, you're making my anxiety go straight really high because you didn't count the yardage, and I need to know the yardage to know if you have enough to knit the sweater.
I'll count it later today and let you know. But I'm thinking it should be enough. I did that for I forget my golden fleece sweater that I made, and I had 4 big skeins like that, and I still have like a huge thing left over. Yeah, those bobbins pack on like 8 ounces, so that's a ton of. These are huge skeins. Like, I don't know if you can like they like cover my whole hand. I don't know. They're big.
Okay, I trust you, but I'm just, I like to know the yardage, so.
I just didn't count it yet.
Anyway, anything else did you spin?
And then, yes, I'm currently spinning. I'm trying to finish one more spin before the tour ends, which is tomorrow.
Does it end tomorrow?
I think the 18th.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I know. I'll still spin after it anyways, but
yeah, July 8th. I looked at my shirt because I'm wearing a Tour de Fleece shirt.
I bought the same one. I copied you.
Wafa, so it says July 18th.
Yes, so tomorrow. So I took some, this was Three Waters Farm fiber that I spun, and I'm spinning it as pretty thin as I can. I always like the bobbin shot. And then I have some, where'd it go? Southern Cross fiber.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be doing a mashup of the two. I have 8 ounces of this and 4 of the other. So I am almost done. This is like the last little bit right here of the 4 ounces. And I have this 4 ounces to go. And then I'm going to do a 4 end ply, where you do like an end ply, but hold another strand along with it and kind of like alternate.
Yeah.
When you're actually doing the chain ply with.
Yeah, I've done that.
I was just describing it for
listeners. No. I know. I'm sorry.
But here, I'll hold up the two
So Leslie of the Knit Girls calls it a cheater 4-ply.
Oh, well, so yeah.
Oh,
so
those are gonna look cool.
Yeah, because like the deep purpley, whatever color you want to call that, there matches with some of these like quite nicely. They're different dyers, but whatever. So I think it'll look cool.
Did you say what fiber it was?
The one was at what actual fiber content?
Yeah.
This stuff is Rambouillet, and the other one I believe was possibly Targi.
So that's gonna be super squishy after it's washed.
Yeah, and a 4-ply, so it's gonna be super round and like.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll make out of it. And I'm not, it's hard for me to guesstimate yardage of a 4-ply because that's something I just don't do. So out of 12 ounces of fiber, I just really don't know. But I think it'll look cool. Maybe like hat and mittens or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's going to be cool.
I don't know. Anyways, so that's what I'm working on. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. We basically sat around, did nothing yesterday, and watched Netflix, which is why I got so much spinning done. So maybe I'll do that today and tomorrow as well, and like prioritize the spinning, which is silly. But whatever. We're kind of housebound anyways for the moment. But anyways, so what's your spinning situation?
So I was processing, and then I spun up this Shetland for the Headmistress challenge. This is like what they call a blue fleece. So it was like this gray. They call it blue in the Shetlands. So it's like
have a blue like hue to like almost like a
yeah.
Or is that your shirt? I don't know.
I think it's like the color. It's like this
is
like
just gray.
It's like a gray, but they call it blue because I don't know. But anyways, I spun up the sample, which was 4 ounces, and I got 216 yards and 12 wraps per inch. And it's just a 2-ply of this Shetland. And this Shetland liked to play in the hay because I like picked out so much hay, and I picked it out when I was spinning, and there's still some in here. But that's what you get when you process your own fleece. I don't mind. It's like super soft and clean and everything. But the Headmistress challenge was due on the 14th, and I didn't turn it in.
Oh.
So I finished it on the 1st. So I think I'm going to turn it in for detention this month because I started it when Tour de Fleece started, and then I finished it on the 1st.
That works.
At
least get some points for it.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's one thing that I spun. So then after that, so I'm on the Tour de Fleece team, Shave 'em to Save 'em team. And so this Shetland is on the endangered, not endangered, they're on the recovering list, I think. But yeah, so Shetland is nice. Like you can see, I don't know if you can see. Let me hold this up too. But can you see the hairs? Like how much fluff hair halo, I guess it's called, comes off of a Shetland. But it was really soft and nice to spin. Aside from picking out all the hay. But that's not a problem. That's what happens when you process fleeces. So the next thing I started to spin was this East Frisian that I got from the spinning loft. And for some reason, it was with my Shave 'em to Save 'em fibers, but it's not a Shave 'em to Save 'em wool.
Sheep.
Yeah, a sheep. But it's still like really cool. I remember now, like I picked it because it was so like yellow-ish. Like, I don't know, like I think that the light is washing it out, but it's kind of like a golden cream color, not like pure white, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this one I spun for sock yarn, and I did a true 3-ply. I don't know if that'll show up. Wait, there we go.
Go back a tiny bit.
Oh,
there we go.
anyways, and it turned out really nice. I got 14 wraps per inch and 400 yards
Nice.
out of, well, when I processed it, it was 8 ounces, but like after, you know, you lose all that lanolin. So I think it was super yellow because the lanolin was yellow or something. I think just the fleece is yellow. Like it looks like golden when it had lanolin in it, like really cool. But it's actually ended up being 5.8 ounces. So I got 400 yards, and I like tried really hard to get it to be, excuse me, fingering weight, but it really fluffed up in parts, so it'll still work and be a nice,
make really nice socks.
Yeah, and I made
for a 3-ply. That's good.
Yeah, I think it turned out really nice, and it does look like fingering weight, but it really like fluffed up, and yeah. Anyways, so this is not. I can't enter it into my Tortofleece team for any prizes, but I spun it for Tortofleece, and I have to figure out where to turn that in. Yeah, 1,200 yards of singles, so that's going to be good. So then the next thing I started was spinning this Jacob fiber, which I'm sad that I won't finish it in time for Tortofleece. So when I first got it, it was 1 pound and 8 ounces raw, and I cleaned it, and then I got 12.5 ounces of roll eggs. So I lost a bit. Some of it was like in skirting, you know, and then some of it was in the lanolin, but I made it into roll eggs for spinning. And I really like Jacob wool. It's soft. I've spun it before because I've gotten it before. I have one bobbin done and I'm working on another. I think I'm just going to do a 2-ply and I'm just going to spin it and get whatever I get, which is kind of making me anxious, but that's what I'm doing.
That's like the best way to spin sometimes, because you let the fiber do what it wants to do, and you're just happily spinning, and then you figure out what to do with it later.
Yeah, so I'm using my Acreworks bobbin, my flat pack bobbin, which I don't have cool colors for you to see through the opening, but it's spinning up. I'm probably getting, I don't know where my control card is, but yeah, so it's going pretty cool. And like I'm spinning like currently right now while we're talking.
Awesome.
But that's all that I'm spinning right now. But like I'm only doing it at night. Like a lot of times I'm sewing. So yeah. Anyways.
I also have I've been spinning some roll eggs on my Turtle Made drop spindle, which I do not have right here for you to see, but I'm almost done with it. I have like 2 more roll eggs to finish. I don't know. I probably won't finish it for Tortofleece, but it's always fun to have a drop spindle carrying around.
Yeah, I actually have a drop spindle that I have stuff on that I started maybe last Tortofleece, but I just don't like using it. It's so slow.
It is.
So yeah. So next up we have our weaving section, and I don't have any weaving, but Jessica has something that she got that she didn't talk about last time.
Oh, I totally forgot. Yes, a friend of mine, I forget, somehow someone passed away that her husband knew, and she got this 4-harness loom and had it in her garage for, I don't know, half a year. And then she's like, do you want it? Because I need to get out of my garage. I'm not going to use it. I don't have time for it right now. And so I was like, how can you say no to a 4-harness loom for free?
Right.
So now it is currently in my garage, which is nice out right now, but I need to like figure out a spot to put it in our house because it is large. Yeah, and it's a little intimidating. I need to figure out how to use it and stuff. But I was always like jealous in a nice way of your loom, Allena, because you always could make those cool patterns and stuff. Like I love my rigid petal, but I'm excited for it, but also a little.
So the only thing with I've noticed with the 4 harness. Well, mine, like, they fold up, like the ends fold up.
Yeah.
And it's usually only about this wide. As wide as the screen. No, but it's about like a foot to 18 inches wide. So you could like slide it in somewhere, fold it up. But
it's like 2 feet by 4 feet.
Yeah.
Then fold it.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. But the major intimidation, I think, is like the warping, because you can't do the direct warp like you're used to with the rigid heddle. Like, I've seen some people, they have these like cones trees where they have the cones of yarn on a tree, and then they just direct warp like that. But yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that space. So mine is in the corner. Like, you've seen where mine's in the corner.
Yeah.
But you don't have to use cones. You can use like sock yarn. Like, I made a bunch of scarves for Christmas for people. And it's just the hardest thing is like figuring out how much yardage plus waste and stuff.
Which I'm usually like let's just see how it goes type of person. And on this, I can't really do that. So
yeah, I mean, you can if you have like a backup plan for more warp, if that makes sense. Not warp, more weft. Like if you run out, like if you're using just one thing. But I mean, there's a bunch of I have a whole Pinterest board for weaving. I can share it with you, or did I already? I don't know. But
you told me about it. I haven't even had the headspace to like think about it or look at it.
Like, I think like it's just so intimidating doing the warp, but once you get it on there, it's so much fun to like make the patterns on the fabric. Basically, it's really cool. Like, I'd like to do it more, but I just, with a toddler running around, you can't really. So yeah. Okay, so next up we have our binging, where we talk about the shows or books we are binging.
So we've been jumping around from a bunch of different things, depending on who's home at what time and who wants to watch. It's like really a pain having kids who are picky and whatever. Anyway, so the girls and I are watching Friends.
Fun.
We're on like season 2. And then Chloe and I are watching Gilmore Girls.
Also fun.
Also fun. I don't know why Leah's not watching. I think she just didn't get into it right away.
It does have a rough start.
Yeah. So I was like, but Chloe was digging it. And then let's see. I have to like actually look at my phone. Oops. And then so Leah and I are watching the Shadow Hunters because Chloe was away. She was at camp one time, and then she went to Life Fest with a friend and was gone a lot. And Leah and I were home a lot by ourselves. So we watched through Shadow Hunters. We also watched through the Fate Winx saga, which she liked, which I had already seen, but she liked that. So that's why I watched Shadow Hunters. So she's like, I want to see something more like this, which is funny because she doesn't like action movies at all. And this is like a little more fighty. So it's kind of funny that she's enjoying it. But she read through all those books. So that's probably helpful.
Yeah.
We're staying current on the High School Musical, the series show, which is stupid. I was like cool with it like for the first like few episodes because it was like playing on the High School Musical movie, right? And now like this, what is it, second or third season? I don't know. It's like not even. I hate it, but whatever.
I also
I'm like
I've also been watching it, and I'm not liking the whole Little Mermaid or whatever they're doing.
The Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. I'm not liking this season.
Yeah. So far. I swear there's something else that we watched through and I can't remember. We just watched Wonder Woman 84.
Oh yeah, I liked that.
It was good. I enjoyed it and all the kids watched it, which is like a miracle. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. What do you guys?
No books?
I actually have been listening through The Girl with All the Gifts, but very, 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 very slowly.
I really liked that book. They have a movie I don't know
Oh,
if it's on
really?
Amazon or Netflix or Hulu. Find it and watch it. It's pretty good. Like they stay kind of close to the
Okay.
book.
Is there any
So
more books or is it just that one?
I've only read that one, but I really, really liked that book.
It's interesting and kind of cool. Like I like how it shows the different people. Anyways, but
Yeah.
it's good.
So I am reading, currently listening, Throwing Shade. It's this 40 over 40 heroine. I
I
think you
had
were reading
started
it.
listening, or I was reading that. I don't know if I finished it.
I like kind of stopped, but I finished reading Betwixt by Dorinda Jones, and that was really good. And I got the other two books from the library to finish reading the series because I liked that one.
I can't remember if I finished that book or not.
Well, I don't want to know the ending because I'm like in the middle. But I'm watching Rizzoli and Isles. It's on HBO. It used to be a TNT show, and it's really good. It's based on actually a book as well by Tess Gare or something. I never read the books, but it's like a crime, like a detective crime show. I finished my rewatch of Bones.
Ooh.
And I finished Alone, and I finished Raised by Wolves, which is on HBO. It's by Ridley Scott with androids and spaceships and stuff. It's kind of crazy, but also good. I haven't really been doing much. Like I went through Bones, and then I started watching stuff, and like stuff we watch with Bella. Like I just can't handle the teenage angst anymore, and they kind of annoys me. Like these teenagers, they are doing adult things.
Yeah. I know half the time I'm like, this is not okay. Or
Yeah.
right. Or whatever. Like,
Yeah, and I'm
this is
just
not
like,
real life.
they're not adults. Their frontal lobes are not fully developed, and they're doing all this stuff, and it just kind of makes me angry and annoyed. Which is also why I've been reading like older heroine or hero books, like with the protagonist being older, just because like, why is a 16-year-old the one that saves the world type of thing?
Because all they care about is themselves and a phone. Like,
Yeah.
and that wouldn't happen in the real world.
I know. And so like what, like I just have enough teenage angst coming from Bella. So she gets really mad because we were watching Buffy, and I love Buffy, but I just can't handle the angst anymore. And then we were watching
making my kids watch that.
And then we were doing Vampire Diaries, and I can't handle the angst anymore. And Vampire Diaries is one that really makes me mad because I'm like, they're like 17, and they're doing like all kinds of adult things, which I get. Some people, maybe I'm like super like protective, but like I just feel like kids need to be kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. And even teenagers need to be teenagers, like hanging out and like just like playing, not like playing, but you know what I mean, like just going to the mall and shopping, and they don't need to be doing these adult things like saving the world. Anyways, that's just my opinion. I kind of wish I wrote.
I was just gonna say, you need to write a series.
I should, because
just dictate it. You can just talk while you sew.
Yeah, a lot of these paranormal woman books that I've been reading, they're like 40, and then their husband divorces them or he dies. And I kind of would like to see one that is not like that. Like they're married and they are, because not everyone gets divorced when they're 40. And some people stay married, and some people, I mean, everyone has that. I just haven't found one that has them still married, if that makes sense.
Right.
So yeah. Okay. So now we're on to our random randomness, where we just talk randomly about things. So at the end of June, I went to the Zombie Knit Apocalypse. I vended. It was so much fun. It was a lot of fun. And I went to a couple of different vendor, like they had vendors on Saturday, but then throughout the weekend, they had, you could go into the designers and they would just talk about what they were designing and stuff. So, you know, like you would just buy patterns from them or not. But the one I went to was Stephanie Loveton.
Other way. Oh,
Is it backwards? I don't know.
no,
But I
that
got
was
this
right.
book called Knit Happy
Happy.
with Self-Striping Yarn.
Ooh.
And she makes these patterns. So you use your self-striping sock yarn and you make these like fabulous things. Like, so like this is cool. Let me show it to you. Let me find the big picture. So the sock arms.
Well, that's cute.
So she has it for little kids and then older kids and older people. But then a lot of people were wearing, like she was wearing this too. This sweater.
Ooh,
Isn't
that is,
cool?
I've seen that around. Yeah, I really like that.
So that, I liked that one. But then she has some of these really cool shawls and she like passed them around. Well, and then she has, and they were like amazing. The shawls are super cool. And she just used self-striping yarn in creative ways, like in not ways that you would think. So like this one looks really cool. It's two. Okay. I can't do the thing. I'm showing the wrong side. Okay, here we go. So it's two different yarns, but it's like knit, and look at how they like separate.
Yeah, that's way cool.
That one was cool. That's the scarf. But this is the one that I really want to make.
Ooh,
isn't that cool?
That's fun.
So it's like the self-striping yarn goes like across, and then you have like a plain yarn. It's just so cool. And then there's this one. Holy cow. Whoops, wrong one.
Ooh.
So why can I not do this? Okay. So it's hard to see because I can't hold things. Let me go this.
Cool though.
So it's like knit
a pinwheel in the middle.
Yeah, and it's knit like short rows and then picked up and knit. It's just really cool. And then, I mean, so this was a good thing. So yeah, all kinds of stuff. She has like cowls, like really cool cowls in here, and hats, just done with self-striping yarn. Like you don't have to knit socks with your self-striping yarn. You can knit other things. So it's really cool. And I got some other stuff. I posted a picture of it on Instagram. I put it all away, like the yarn that I got and stuff like that. Like I traded for some. I took a couple of classes, just one knitting without a cable needle, just because I wanted to see if it was easier than I thought. Yeah. And then I took a class on brioche knitting, 2-color brioche.
I have not done that. How is that?
So it was cool. Like I just took some yarn that I had and knit with it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. So it's really easy once you get the hang of it. Like I think the hardest part is the cast on and the first row. So like, see how it's like green on this side and then blue on this side?
Yeah.
It's really cool. So I kind of need to find some brioche patterns to knit because
there's lots of cool ones out there. I just never tackled it.
Yeah. So those are the classes I took. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, let me see what else I have written down. We took a trip to Pennsylvania and visited with friends of ours and Andy's family. Like they got to meet Aspen. So that was fun. you know what's not fun is he is now 17 months, and he's already started throwing temper tantrums. Like his new thing is if he doesn't get his way, he sits down and throws his head back, sometimes very hard, sometimes not so hard, and then kicks his feet. I'm not even kidding. Like seriously, kicks his feet.
I'm not laughing, but
He's such a little punk. But he's also super cute and funny. But anyways,
cute.
When we were driving to Pennsylvania, we stopped at, so when I met my husband at Grace College. We went for like, each of us went for like just a year to school, and then he left and joined the Army, and then I left, and I was going to go to school in Sheboygan, but then we ended up getting married. So anyway, so we drove through there, and we had to stop. You have to stop a lot with a little kid in the car. I forgot how much you have to stop. But we stopped to get lunch, and we were at a park. We just stopped at a park. It was so hot, and they had a splash pad. So we like let Aspen play in the splash pad. He loved it, like seriously loved it. And then Andy's friends that he knew from college came over, and like we talked for a little bit. It was a lot of fun, but it was a very long trip. It was very long.
It's hard traveling with a little people, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then on the way home, he did really good, but we did stop again and let him run around because he just gets so tired of being in the car.
Yeah.
So then the last thing I have to talk about is I was at Aldi's the other day, which is one of my favorite stores, and they had this for like $10, this like blow up thing. And I was looking at it and like, oh, it's a splash pad. So I was like thinking we should get Aspen a sprinkler, but it's a splash pad. So you like lay it out and then it fills up the outer ring and then it just like sprays into it. He loves it. I think I have a picture of it.
He's such a water boy. That's so fun.
He's like loves being outside. Okay, so let's see. Let me turn my brightness down.
I saw those pictures on Facebook. They looked really cute. Like he was having a ball.
Okay, I can't get anything right now.
Other way a little bit. There you go.
So you can kind of see. Anyways, he loves it. So yeah, but that's about it. Like it's summer. Andy and Madison go back to work next week.
That's crazy. They go back so fast.
Yeah, but I think their students come in a couple of weeks after that, like 2 or 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
So it is crazy fast. I have in 2 weekends. This weekend, SSK is doing a live like scavenger hunt with people who are vendors. I made a video, so if you go watch it, you go to the Super Summer Knit Together website, and then they'll take you to the videos and stuff.
I chickened out and did not do one.
I did one. I was super nervous, and I like am a total dork. So you should totally watch it and laugh. But yeah. So then the next weekend, I have a Wool and Fiber Arts one, which I've been sewing for. Mainly, I've been trying to sew my ropals up. You can see behind me, kind of. Oh, I'm moving the wrong way.
You're like strategically all around you. Oh yeah, there's even more back there. Yeah.
So I've been sewing those like crazy, because people love them.
They are cool.
So yeah, but that's it. That's all I've been doing.
It's been summer, so it's been hot and gross.
Yeah, I hate
hot. It's not fun. But you guys came up for the 4th, and that was fun hanging out. And we decided to get a puppy. Like smart people that we are. Actually, friends of ours had a litter of labs, and I don't know. I just love labs. So we went to go just visit the puppies and play with them. And there was a couple still available, and yeah, that was just downhill from there. So we have a black lab, and she's almost. 10 weeks old. And she's like a little shark. And she likes to bite everything. Like your
That's
ankles,
hilarious.
especially when you come down in the morning and let her out and your pajama pants are flowing around and she thinks it's playtime. It is.
That's hilarious.
Her name is Granger, and she's really sweet though too, especially when she sleeps. Um, but no, it's been a lot of fun. And then we had a camping trip planned the beginning of this week, so we went with a puppy, which is crazy. Um, and I think we totally destroyed all her like potty training that we had started, which she was doing okay with. I mean, she's not horrible, but she still has accidents. And we have her gated off in our house, like just in the tile and hard, well, it's not wood, but it's wood laminate area. So it's a lot cleaner to clean up. So at least that's easy. And she's, I think, peed on the carpet like once or twice, but not much. But yeah, that's just been a whole lot. And like you forget as well, I'm sure you do with Aspen, though she's not a human, but like it's just crazy having a little thing around, like you're like bam into it. Like I don't know. It's tiring.
You're like, what were we thinking?
But she's really sweet. Like so her like bad times are made up for by her sweetness, and she's so happy, and she gets along with Abby really well, and Abby's been really really good with her, which is awesome because I was a little worried about that. I didn't know if she'd be jealous or who knows what, you know. But yeah, it's been good, and they wear each other out sometimes, like when I'm like okay, like I take them outside and they just like roughhouse and play, and then she sleeps for a long time, so that's nice too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. I'm trying to think what else I wrote down. I gotta look at my notes. Oh, I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, Bella was asking me, are we gonna go visit them so we can meet the puppy?
Oh, you should. Yeah, and like before they go back to work next week, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like Monday.
kind of busy. Oh,
So we might have to come ourselves.
just you and Bella and Aspen can come.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should before she's already gotten so big compared to when we brought her home. We've only had her for like not even 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, and like she's gotten so much bigger. Like she couldn't even jump up on that lower part of our deck, which is like one step high from the grass to the deck. Like her back legs just couldn't make it. Like the first day we had her home, and now she can. Like it's crazy how fast they grow.
It is crazy.
What was I going to say? Oh, lots of gardening this year. Our zucchini and squash. Like I'm seriously overexcited about this, but I can't help it because for like 5 years, like we have gotten like maybe 1 or 2 zucchinis, and they just like rot away or the plants just suck. But like I've gotten so many zucchini and squash this year, and I'm like crazy excited about it.
That is exciting.
It really is. And then our other stuff is growing well. We haven't harvested any tomatoes yet, but they're, it's not really their time yet. And our green beans are like crazy all over the place, but like the beans haven't started. We have lots of blossoms, but
That's weird.
yet. Some peas. I forget what else we've had. Radishes. But
Oh, I know. You're like, this radish isn't so hot.
it was so spicy.
She gave me one. It was so spicy.
They really were. I'm sorry. They were like uber spicy.
I like radishes, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, I think we left those ones in the ground a little too long because I wasn't sure how big you're supposed to pull them at. That was like the first year we've done it. We're a lazy gardener, or I am a lazy gardener. I don't really know what's what. I just kind of pretend to know things. But it works. Yeah, so that's it. It's summer. That's kind of it. We went camping. That was exhausting and fun, but like now we're back and just like tired.
Yeah. And you need a vacation from your vacation.
Right.
So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next month. Yeah. Hopefully.
Maybe we'll get our butts in gear and do a planning podcast.
Well, I think next month will be a break month.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Never mind.
We'll probably just podcast and talk about things. Yeah. So, yeah. But thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next month. Bye. Bye.